Our next contestant is Warren. Okay, so there's no more balloons, so go ahead and go.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is the first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back once again. So I'm in African auntie mode because of what we have to talk about today. Okay, I have to address some, I don't want to call it buffoonery because I don't want to seem disrespectful, but this video that we're going to be talking about today shocked me. So it has to do with the whole Pop the Balloon show. You've probably seen one of these shows where people go on the internet looking for love and stuff like that. Yes.
Okay.
Hey, let's go ahead and bring out our next single lady. And what's your name?
My name is Uche.
Uche, how old are you? Okay.
It was one of those, and this one is actually something that I actually watched. I watched this particular episode and I was in shock when I watched it. So let me just go right ahead and play the particular clip that everybody has been talking about from this episode of the show.
May I ask where are you from?
I'm from South Sudan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm African, but honestly, I like Americanized African men. He's just a little too African. Not in any insulting way, honestly.
Did you guys hear that? She's African and she thinks this brother is too African for her. Yes, you heard that right.
Any insulting way, honestly.
I'm not, if you know me.
The way the camera zoomed in to those other men's faces. Like, are you guys seeing this? Are y'all seeing this?
You'd be surprised.
That's acceptable.
Not at all.
So what made you say he's too African?
I think the strong facial features, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and which part of Africa are you from?
The cameraman had to zoom into his face so that we could see the facial features. The cameraman is messy. Okay, I think let me put you guys onto this show because I watch it. It's a Pop the Balloon show by Arlette Amuli. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name very well, but you guys, I love it. I'm always watching these things. I don't know why, but it cracked me up. It gets messy sometimes too as well. So if you like that kind of thing, check it out, okay? But you see this show, aside the fact that it's messy, another reason I watch it is because I see different people from the African diaspora and diaspora couples. You see an African American person matching with an African person, or a Caribbean person matching with an African or an African American. And I like that, that's the kind of thing I want to see. So, yeah.
I'm half Kenyan, half Ghanaian, so I'm like East and West.
Okay. All right.
She is
Thank
half
you.
Kenyan and half
problem.
Ghanaian.
Okay.
She is half Kenyan and half Ghanaian. If anything, isn't she even more African than him? Because, I mean, you're a combination of two countries. He is South Sudanese. And I don't know, I think South Sudanese get cheated on a lot. I didn't even know that until when I was researching for this video. I saw in the comment section South Sudanese people talking about how they get cheated on a lot, probably because they are like one of the darkest. But have you seen South Sudanese people? I feel like those people are African royalty, the way they look. Have you seen their skin? I've never seen a South Sudanese person with bad skin. Their skin is always so melanated, chocolatey, shiny, hydrated, smooth. And then they're tall and beautiful, like some of the world's biggest, classiest models, most successful, beautiful Barbie doll looking people are South Sudanese people, and you're here hating on one of them. I mean, see the way that sister looks. She's as dark skinned as they come. She's as African as they come. Look at her full figure. She's beautiful. That is a beautiful African beauty. And you're saying someone else who looks even like he could be your brother because you all look the same. He's too African for you. You prefer an Americanized. When she said an Americanized African, I was like, okay, maybe the person has to dress a certain way or speak a certain way for it to be Americanized. I didn't know it had to do with the way you look because of your God-given features. Make it make sense. Anyway, so people definitely responded. Let's just hear what people had to say.
Hey, drama. Someone rejected our South Sudanese brother for being too African. Like, what the hell is that? And to make matters worse, it came from our fellow African. Even worse, from our fellow East African.
If it was even a palm color person saying this, I would have been like, okay. If it was another person in the diaspora, maybe a Caribbean person or an African American saying this, I would side eye you. Now, to make it worse, an African, a continental African. Since you're Ghanaian, you are Kenyan. And that's the funny thing, even in the comment section, you've been seeing like Ghanaians and Kenyans are denying her, like, oh no, she's not Kenyan. Ghana, you guys can have her. Oh, that she's not Ghanaian. Kenyans, you guys can have her. Because people are ashamed. It is shameful. I think nothing speaks self-hatred more than this. Why don't you just say you're not, I prefer maybe a lighter skinned person, or you're not exactly my type.
I was like, what? She's like, his features are too African. And coming from a fellow African, it broke my heart. Because who taught you all to hate your kind? It's like hating on your parents for looking the way they do. When your genes are literally from your parents, like it's crazy. And you know, you can say things like, I prefer white men, I don't date black men, but he's too African, coming from a fellow African. Like,
even saying you prefer white men that you don't date black men is not even acceptable. Keep that to yourself. There's some things you don't say outside. Don't come and tell us how you don't date black men and you're black. Don't tell us that. I don't want to hear that rubbish.
Yo, that irritated me so much. It's funny, but damn, at the same time.
I'm wondering, like, when she went back and watched the episode, if she felt some type of way, like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that, or if she's standing 10 toes on it, because there are probably a lot of people that think like her, but she was bold enough. I don't know if I'll say bold enough or dumb enough to come and say it on live TV.
Just imagine a girl telling you you are too African for her to date you. Then just to find out she's from Africa herself. She's half Ghanaian, half Kenyan. And then we wonder why the white people be treating us in a certain way sometimes.
Exactly. Why we shit on ourselves? Why won't palm color people? Why Oyibono will come disrespect us? Why won't palm color people and Asians and all the other people shit on us? Why?
It's because we don't even respect ourselves. Now she went to America and want to date an American man. Before men, you are too African. You not be only Mugu. Now you have passed the stage of Mugu. You are now Mugulity. That's why sometimes
Mugu means fool. Fool. Foolish.
As you look at these girls, most of these girls with big nyash, not get sense.
Straight bullet, okay. Big nyash is big booty. So he's like, most of the girls that have big don't have anything upstairs. I don't agree. I disagree, please.
What made you say he's too African?
I think the strong facial features, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so confused. When you say someone is too African, I would think you would mean that maybe they eat African food all the time and they don't want to eat any other food, or they listen to African music all the time, or they follow strict traditional customs in their home. That would make sense. But you're saying he's too African because he has strong features.
Baby,
bring the onion.
Okay, listen.
Let's make the okra.
Okay, I want you to see this video. Look.
The shima.
That's my African brother. They're turning his fufu.
Okay, wait.
What is that?
Is he your type? No. Okay, why not? May I ask, where are you from?
This one of those 13 right?
I'm from South Sudan.
Okay. I mean, I'm African, but honestly, I like Americanized African men. He's just a little too African.
Oh my God! No way!
He had to pause and look at his fufu for effect. Like, if she says he's too African, what would she say about me that's in my kitchen turning fufu?
Well, too African apparently.
What's that show called?
I have no idea. It just popped up on my TikTok and I wanted to show you and see your reaction. Obviously, what the hell is too African? Aren't African is all the same thing?
You're all African. Yeah. But what does an Americanized African man do? And how do you Americanize your strong African facial features do? Someone please help me understand. Ghanaians, let me understand. She's one of y'all. Kenyans, please, she's one of y'all. Okay, I'm just kidding. But seriously.
He's too African.
I think the strong facial features, yeah.
Okay. And which part of Africa are you from?
I'm half Kenyan, half Ghanaian. So I'm like east and west.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Now, quick one. She rejected him because he's too African. Meanwhile, she's an African sister. She's half Ghanaian, half Kenyan. She's calling her brother too African. Her brother is a Sudanese, one African country. She has 2 African countries in her blood, but she's calling her brother too African. Doesn't make sense. I don't get it. We all have our preferences and our choices. Fair enough. You have your choice. You have your type, your style. You know, the kind of man you want. That's your choice. Cool. But you don't say that, especially when there are other guys around watching you. My sister. Now, the reason why
I can't even remember the outcome. I don't know if she ended up matching with any of those guys. But if any of those, because they're all black people, this show is strictly for black people, maybe biracial once in a while. But black people, you're telling another black person you're too African. I don't think I would even want to match with such a person, because that's a level of self-hate. Meaning that there's something I'm going to do one day that you're going to be like, oh, I never knew he was that African. Or I never knew he was that black. You're acting too black for my liking.
The reason why the other guys pop their balloons is because of that statement you made to that brother. That statement you said to that brother, it put them off because it makes you look unkind. Just be polite and say, oh, you're not my type. That's it. Why? Oh, he's just not my type. But too African. And the brother, now bear this in mind, the brother said what? I am not surprised. He's been seeing that. Now, when we came first to the UK, if you have an accent, your own black sister, you know, go get some. As a girlfriend, no. These days it's cool because, you know, a lot of, no. But when we came your black, if they hear accent, you speak and they hear your accent, that you are from Africa direct, they don't like you. Now, let me chip in this quickly. And then, do you know that some of the British black sisters despise some of the African black sisters who have come to see greener pastures? Do you know that? You don't know? I have worked with an agency in London. I worked with an agency in London for about 4 years as a carer.
You know, this is just had me thinking. He said he's in Britain, obviously, from what he's saying. So when the women there, he said before, when the women there hear you as an African man speak and you have an accent, they're not even checking for you, right? They're looking for a Britishized African person or somebody who's not even African, right? So it just makes me think about the other video that I made where that lady was talking about how black men are not checking for her. That's why she was dating only white men in the UK. So can you guys see that is a cause and effect? Is a cause and effect. You don't want your black brother because he sounds too African. They in turn don't want you. They're going for the snow bunnies. And then you now come back to talk about how they only want snow bunnies or they have internalized hate. You make them hate themselves. The women who are rejecting these men for being too Africanized are making those men develop self-hate. The black men who are refusing to date black women because they are too Africanized, they want something exotic. You're building that self-hate, and then in turn, they begin to reject other African men, other black or African men. It's just a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect of self-hate.
I went to so many care homes. I saw a lot of things. I have learned a lot of things. I'm telling you. When I say some of these things, some of you think I'm being this, I'm being that. But the truth of the matter is, Africans discriminate more than white people. Africans, we discriminate more than white people. Among us, I'm telling you, I'll say it every day. Honestly. Some British born Africans, parents are Africans, but she's born here. race here. Some of them despise African immigrant sisters who have come to seek greener pastures. Some of them think they are better than our sisters that have come from home. Yeah, but they don't know they are the same. They think they are different because they were born here. They are not blacks. Some of them. Yeah.
And this is why we need to always build that connection. There's a disconnect. Like most people just go, you know, a lot of times when I hear like some of our African diaspora people, maybe African Americans, talk about how Africans don't like them, I used to be like, who told you this? If you come to Africa, you will be accepted. People will, even when you tell them, oh, I'm American, they will be arguing with you that no, you're African. Like, no, come on, stop that. They will be welcoming. They want to show you our culture. They want to show you our food and all of that. I'm like, so where do you guys get this idea that Africans hate you? Because after a while, I started understanding that that whole idea came from some of the Africans that have traveled to these Western countries. So maybe some of them go there and start exhibiting some form of, you know, behavior that makes them feel like that's how everybody back home sees them. So what is this thing about when some of our people go abroad, you know, to Western countries, they begin to detach themselves from their Africanness. They think they are better than some of the people back home, or they begin to have this kind of self-hate and not want to relate with other African people, and, you know, like, doesn't make any sense.
That is why she said that I want an Americanized black. But meanwhile, some of the Americanized black that she prefers, some of them see themselves to be Africans. She doesn't know. That is why they pop their balloons, because they felt insulted.
It's insulting.
I
think he's speaking Twi. Is that how it's pronounced? I think it's a Ghanaian language. I love the way that language sounds.
If you're a woman and you talk well, I love you. I want to be around you. If you're utterances, your talking is nice. Oh, me, I don't like anything from a woman. No. I just want you to talk nice to me. Especially if me, I talk nice to you. He's too African. Now being an African is a crime. Lord have mercy.
Lord really have mercy. Oh. The level of brainwashing and self-hate is real. What do you mean by an Americanized? If she had even said, I would have preferred an African with an American swag, that would sound off, but it will still be palatable. But you're talking about his features that you have, that your brothers have, that your father has. Anyway, you guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.